All right, guys, welcome back to this session. Now it's Q&A time with our panel over here. We've got some amazing people. And now let's start with the question. So my first question is, since we're discussing about Reflex from Nvidia, so let's ask a question to SK. So SK, you there?
Yep, I'm here. I'm here. Hello, Vimal.
Hey, man, what's up? How's it going?
I'm doing good. I just hopped off a little game session, so I was I was a little distracted
Nice,
by
nice.
spark. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
So
doing great.
my question is, so we've got Reflex from Nvidia, right? So what do you think about Reflex in 2022? How is it going to change game in this gaming industry?
So I guess, coming from someone that's played esports for almost like the past 10 years, I feel like every esport player is doing two things, right? To get better and to find every single competitive edge, right? We've seen the physical element of it, where now you see boot camps, you see workouts, you see like mental coaches, but there's also the hardware and software element of it. I think that's what Reflex is bringing, the low system latency, and you getting that extra bit of edge so that you can compete at that level and nothing's holding you back, right? So I feel like that's what it is. It's just every competitive player is looking for that edge and looking for that W, as we like to call it. And I feel that that's my opinion. And in 2022, I think the amount of games that are coming and being added with Reflex is just going to help and benefit all the upcoming esports professionals in the country and around the world.
Nice. Okay, I've got this one for Rohit. Rohit,
Hey, hi. Hi, Vimal. Tell me. Go ahead.
so with the introduction of Reflex SDK, I'm pretty sure you've heard about reflex latency analyzers, right? For made for monitors?
Yeah, bro. Absolutely, I have. So, Vimal,
Yes.
we do have a couple of monitors incoming into India from Viewsonic, which are under BIS and all those. So they'll be soon available for the Indian customers as well with Nvidia Reflex as a concept available as a technology inbuilt into them. While currently we do have a lot of monitors with Nvidia G-Sync supported and enablements, and they are doing pretty well in the Indian market currently. So there are people who are looking out for monitors which are compatible with G-Sync and the newer technologies that Nvidia is bringing into the picture. And we are there. We are right on the top with all of this.
Nice. So coming back to that, see, Reflex is all about reducing system latency. Correct, SK?
Yep.
Right.
So how does it impact gamers, like about the esports category people?
I think in general, right, we talk about this thing called frames win games. So it's a
Yeah.
little bit of frames, it's a little bit of getting that response time to the lowest, and it's also clubbing it with the best monitor out there, right? So you need to like have that perfect bit of mix from having the hardware to support you, and the hardware basically support your skills. Because I know a lot of people, right, they are like skilled as hell, but they're kind of a little bit back on the tech element, right? They're not on reflex, they're not on 144 hertz, or they're not on 240, which has become like the norm, and 360 as well, right? And in the recent past, we've seen 360 in the main stage. Everyone's like enjoying it, and I feel like that's what it is. I feel frames win games is one. That's the big concept that we always talk about, and having that system latency just kind of, how do you say it, almost having a insane advantage in games, and especially in FPSs, because I feel like as India, we're so into Valorant right now. Why wouldn't you want to have a better lower latency? Why wouldn't you want to have that little bit of advantage over someone that's against you, right? At the end of the day,
True, true.
you're there to win. You're there to like pick up every victory, and we're giving you the tech that's going to help you get there, and basically, combine with your skills and give your peak performance, as we like to call it.
All right, I want to know a gamer's perspective on Reflex. So we've got a gamer on board, Nithin. Rambo, you there, man?
Oh, yep, I'm here, man.
Okay, first of all, my question is not about the topic, but I want to know why Rambo. It's a
Okay,
pretty
okay, that
cool
was an
name.
interesting story. All right, so I was in my 10th and like in the 11th gap. Yeah, we were at this gaming cafe where we game a lot, and then
Uh-huh.
I used to be a COD 4 player at that point of time, and there was used to be this time, like the team gets down all the time, and there used to be this one man always standing, still fighting for that last
Oh,
defense. That used to be me. So one fine day, this guy comes in. He's asked me who's this kid, man? Why the heck is he the last man standing in his team all the way? And then they frame me like, last man standing. Hey, that reminds me, he's Rambo, dude. He's Rambo. And like all
Rambo.
of them, technically they knew me by the name Rambo more than they knew me by my real name. So I just kept it. Yeah, why not? Just call me Rambo, and then just stuck
Pretty
on to me
nice.
all this long. Rambo Kamlesh. That's who I am now,
Nice.
and it stuck on
Actually,
to me well. So yeah.
Rambo First Blood is still my favorite movie, one of my favorites. All
First
right,
one to
so
kill
share
and the
your
last one to die.
thoughts. Yeah, so can you share your thoughts on Reflex? Like, how did it help you win your games?
So there are a lot of factors that come into play when you're playing online, like the speaker's advantage and all these kind of aspects come into your game. And when you're playing online, it's kind of frustrating as a gamer when you play for so long and then that guy has a better peak advantage, he kills you. I mean, it's just so unfair. I mean, I've raged a
True, true.
lot of times.
Every
I've broken
millisecond counts, I guess.
exactly. I've broken tons of gear due to anger. I mean, you really can't control yourself. But with Reflex, what happens is in general. So what happens is the amount of latency that I have between my peripherals and my system is reduced, including with the server. Everything's reduced to a very optimal level that even though it's not the perfect optimization, we are nearly there because it has given me an instrumental edge when it comes to the gaming. When I play with Valorant right now with Reflex on plus with the Ultra Boost, it's butter smooth, man. I mean, the peak advantage is reduced, the latency is reduced. I mean, you can literally see that. I mean, Nvidia has given you the tools to, pop your screen up in the screen, to check out the latency, how it was before, and what was now. And because of that, I mean, it just feels it's comforting, like, yeah, the stage is coming to a normal way. Both of us on the advantage. No one's going to be having a better advantage. But let's let the skill play rather than the
Yeah.
other factors.
See, I'm a
So
very casual
yeah.
gamer. I'm a very casual gamer. I'm not a pro at this, but let me tell you, Reflex has definitely helped my, getting my kill to death ratio a bit higher because, I get better advantage. I can get to see the enemy first because the latency is very much reduced. So this has definitely helped me as a casual and amateur gamer. All right. So I've got some people, system integrators, builders as well on board on this panel. So let's ask some questions for them as well. So Garv, are you there? So Gav is from SMC.
We are on mute.
Garv, buddy, you there?
Really sorry. Yes, guys. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Amazing, amazing. What about you?
Great, doing great, man. So I wanted to ask, like, how many customers come to you asking, like, we want, a Reflex compatible build. Can you do this for us?
We can actually. Most of the people who come in asking for a Reflex PC build are esports players, esports enthusiasts who actually want to dabble into all of that good stuff. Most of the times, those gamers play FPS games, and to be honest, I can't stress this enough. FPS gamers get the most advantage from Reflex. I tend to pick up Valorant from time to time myself. I usually get them 3060, 5600X, and 16 gigs of RAM. And to be honest, they're set for games like Valorant, CS:GO, all those major esports titles out there. And to be honest, this 2 days ago, one of our customers walked into one of our stores. They used to play on 1660 Super. They used to get about, let's say, 70, 80 FPS on Valorant. They now shifted on to RTX 3060. And I just spoke to him yesterday, and the performance difference the guy has seen is phenomenal. It's out of the box, man. Like, no doubts about it.
Sharon, you there? Sharon
I
is
am
from
here. I'm very much
Grids.
here. Hi there.
Hey, man,
Hi
what's
guys.
up?
Hi everyone. Yeah, I am fantastic. How are you doing?
Doing great. So share your thoughts as well. Like, how do audience come to you, customers, and do they ask, like, we want this category build, we want to do esports gaming, we want to play best Valorant at this setting. So what's your experience and thoughts on that?
So talking about esports gaming, okay. So I have a very interesting story about this. So usually before
Oh,
people come to my store, they message me saying hi, and I usually say hi, bro. And so I got a message one day, and they sent me a hi, and I said hi, bro, and he said I'm not a bro, I'm a mom. So I said hi, mom, bro, what's up? And he said, you know what, I want to build my yeah. So he said, you know what, I want to build my kid a gaming PC, and I'm like, that's interesting. How old is he? And she said, my kid is like 13 years old, and I wanna make him a proper esports gamer because he's passionate about being an esports gamer. So he's 13 years old, he's a kid, and his mom wants to make him like a proper esports gamer. So I feel like India very much has grown to a space where even parents have started, understanding, acknowledging the fact that esports is a big
true.
thing. People can make a living out of, being a content creator or being a gamer. Like gamer is like it's become more than what it is now. People value that, and the fact that when they come to us and they say they want to get into esports, technologies like Nvidia Reflex, lets these gamers get the perfect edge. Pretty much bridges the gap between hardware and software, so they get the best optimizations. And so, see, technologies like Reflex very much help people who want to get into esports and who want to be like a full time, who can proudly say that I am a professional esports player. Gives people like that a lot of advantage, and I'm always happy to build games like that. I mean, build PCs like that, and I'm even happier seeing parents come in and telling me, I want to make my son a gamer. So technology like Reflex have definitely pushed that agenda forward, and it's always very happy from my end to do some of that.
Nice. All right, SK man, back up to you.
No, like, I mean, adding to all these points, I guess it's the whole, everything, all the points here have one thing in common, which is get every single advantage, right? That's pretty
Yeah.
much what it is. Like you mentioned, your higher frame rate, more KD. We've done a whole, experiment. There's a whole science around it now. It's proven, right? It's the smoother your game, the easier it is for you to like acquire these targets, and the lower the system latency, like you mentioned, the faster you can get these targets and the faster you can eliminate them. So I feel like, yeah, everyone here is witnessed, and everyone who is watching, who will be watching this, have to definitely try and up their game, or at least like Garv was saying, a 30-60 build, because the amount of titles that are there, it's for everyone, right? Esports in general, yes, but there are so many titles that have Reflex, and we have DLSS as well, to give you that picture perfect quality. Now we have Reflex for system latency, and obviously the main element around all this is also us having GeForce experience and making sure that your game is optimized to 144. Right, that should be, I think, in
Right.
2022 the bare minimum FPS. There were talks like 60 to 144. It took a while for us as a country, I feel, but now
Correct.
every single gamer I speak to, 144 is the norm, and I'm so happy to see it. Not only on the PC element, but I work with laptops mainly, right? So I see so many good laptops as well with 144 hertz with the similar features. So there's
But
no
then
like
gamers,
big
uh,
platform diff.
right? But then
If you think,
gamers will
I
never
know,
want to
but that's the
experience
thing, right?
gaming in
So
as
there's
much.
also the fact that just having that element that you're not left out.
Right.
Before there used to be the big gap in performance,
You
but
will
if you
you will
look
be
at it,
aware of this, SK, that 17 inches is not a very
yeah,
successful
I have
size.
uh, I have a brother who literally has an Acer Predator connected to a 144 hertz external, right?
Correct.
Because
Correct.
he has to convince his parents at the end of the day. We all came from very strict Indian parents. I think it's safe to say all of us came from that early era.
Absolutely.
To convince
Absolutely.
someone to get that, for now he's using me as an example, right? I switched to a 3080, and then he's like, look how much he's spending. But I was like, I want this thing, so I get to do it. But like
I'm
Gav said, the
actually, just
point,
to add to
yeah,
that, I'm actually using a 140 hertz laptop right now.
yeah,
So
see,
it's
so
a good
it's
session,
just
yeah.
the fact that it's so easily available, and it's an add-on, right? You've already invested into a 3060 PC. Why not take complete benefit of every feature that's coming to you? And at the end of the day, we know how big esports has become. It's such a massive industry around the world, and even India, right? We are starting to make name, and Valorant has changed the entire PC esports scenario for us. So use it. And I just want to tell everyone that frames win games, guys. It's not a fad. It's not like the line order. It actually is gonna win you games, and it's gonna give you that competitive edge.
Yes. SK, you're saying esports is happening to be something that's really happening currently. But then if
Yep,
we think gaming as a concept, 10 years back, there was no gaming as
that
such.
was
Right, right.
exact.
It was not a very big prevalent scenario then. But
Yep,
people, of course, was foreseeing that there could be gaming. There could be gaming. Gaming could become a very big happening event later on.
yep,
And now that is why even Viewsonic is happening to bring in products which are extremely new and is focusing only towards gaming. Like today, consoles are a very big thing, right? People were waiting for PS5 and it's already there in the market in some regions, of course. And because of all of this, even Viewsonic is bringing a portable gaming monitor very soon into India. So currently we've launched a portable gaming monitor, which we launched it on Amazon TD1655. People are playing on it, and we are very soon going to see a model called VX1755, which is gonna come with a 144 Hz display, a 17-inch display, which is going to be portable. You just need to connect your Type C to Type C, and then you're done. You don't need an external power supply. And on the go, you can enjoy 144 Hz for those people who don't have a 144 Hz display like GARV here.
All right, SK. So one more question.
Mhm.
So now that we got to know NVIDIA Reflex can do this big of change, by reducing system latency and all that, what if there was no Reflex? How would it impact esports industry?
I think it'll almost feel like a handicap at this point in time because of the fact that so many people are so used to it now. I feel there will be a actual visual difference, or like you will feel it. Like that skip when you went from 60 hertz to 144. I feel you wipe
Yeah.
out reflex. It almost like messes with your head. At least when I play, and recently I was playing and I didn't have reflex on. I was like, something's weird about it. I don't know.
Oh,
I was like, right? It actually will mess with your head, and you will notice that there is a difference, and it becomes like it's almost like habit without the left behind. Everyone's
yeah.
on, and everyone's using it.
So that basically means people who.
नहीं मैं मीटिंग में हूँ ऑलरेडी
I think I saw Garv smiling. Garv is that from your side.
So SK, so that means people basically who are not using Reflex are missing out a big thing in their life. That's it,
Especially
right?
in esports. Especially in esports, right? You're like I said, you're
Yeah.
all there for the W's. Make sure you take every advantage and make sure you get your KD up and get those wins.
Correct. So Rohit, since we're
Yeah.
talking about esports industry, is Viewsonic ready for esports in India?
To be very honest, ViewSonic currently happens to have almost 15 models only focused towards gamers, and now we differentiate gamers into hardcore and what we call as omni gamers, or gamers who are into gaming as well as doing their mundane regular jobs like I do, right? So how they differentiate is that there is a series what we call as the VX series of monitors where we focus for entertainment purposes also and also for gaming. So these monitors, the bare minimum refresh rates would be somewhere around 144 hertz. They are models which are curved. They're models with very attractive stands, which could otherwise enhance the look and feel of your desk, right? Such kind of monitors which are extremely elegant in the design and the style. And we also have hardcore gaming monitors which again look take care of the sturdiness or the ruggedness that a gamer would want to possess when it comes to their desk looks, right? So our gaming monitors, it has both. It is for entertainment people and who are also slightly into gaming, because again people are shifting, as how SK mentioned, people are slowly shifting into gaming is a new thing. Gaming is still a new thing, I would always say, because there's a huge potential that gaming as a segment has to bring in still. And we also have ready machinery for the hardcore gamers, which is in the elite segment. Is I always say elite because you can also see it on the backdrop here. Elite is mentioned. So Elite is a brand, sub brand of ViewSonic, that very similar to how Acer has their Predator. We have our Elite series of gaming monitors, and it indeed is elite because it's got RGB lightings and it's extremely beautiful and rugged. It's got advanced ergonomic capabilities, and a gamer would always want the flexibility in the system he uses, right? He wants to move it to the right, to the left, up and down. So those kind of flexibility features are there in all our gaming monitors. So they are advanced ergonomic capable monitors. So those kind of things are there. Most are also incoming, and as we were saying, Nvidia Reflex compatible monitors are on its way to India. I hope it reaches soon.
Pretty excited to see them. All right, so we all know reflex compatible monitors go hand in hand with systems, right? PCs. So let's ask one more question to Sharon. Sharon, you there?
I am very much here. Yeah.
Yes, Sharon. So since we're talking about reflex, say for example, a consumer comes over to you and says which is the best affordable system he can build so he can play games with reflex. What would you suggest?
the most affordable system. So yeah, I feel like the affordable market is something that is very crucial when it comes to India, because people are a large section of people are budget oriented customers. They want to get good value, and especially with the current market state right now, where everything is overpriced, and it's kind of hard to ignore that. It is always there, but then yeah. So people, I felt like at least for the past 6 months, I have heard people constantly ask me, bro, what is the best budget alternate right now? I would say if you want to maintain a price to performance, and if you're on a very tight budget, I would say at least go for a 1650 Super. Yep, don't go below that. And if you can go a bit more higher, I would say stick to a 1660 Super, so that you can enjoy your games at a very steady frame rate and enjoy Nvidia Reflex. Definitely 1660 Super, because it's got the 6 gigs of VRAM, so you can in most cases always maintain that 144 FPS if you stick to like a decent setting and a pro setting, and so you can take advantage of all this. So I would always say if you can spare a bit more money, always stick with the 1660 Super. Yeah, and then you will be able to are we allowed to talk about the card pricing here, like, or do we just, because card pricing right now is a, I mean, this is going to be edited, right? So I'm just asking, because card pricing right now is like a weird thing.
Anyways, let's ask the same thing to Garv
No,
as
no. So
well.
I think I can just wrap that up by saying that if you want good performance, you want your Nvidia Reflex features, and you want a game at a constant 144, stick to at least the 1660 Super, and you'll be fine. And God bless. I hope you get it at a good price. That's what I say.
All right. So Garv, what do you think?
To be honest, as of right now, if an average gamer comes in with a budget of around, let's say, a lakh, as Sharon just suggested, for a bit of a lower budget, but our usual consumer comes in with a budget of around lakh. So the basic configuration we usually recommend them is a 3060, 5600X if they are going from the AMD side, or if they want to go with Intel, then i5 or i7, whatever comes in that budget. 16 gigs of RAM at least if you wanna play games apart from esports titles as of right now, and a decent case and a good enough monitor to with obviously a higher refresh rate around 120 or 144 hertz, because you won't be able to feel that difference of FPS if you go below that. This is the basic config which we usually give gamers, and we have heard a really good feedback from them as well with this config.
Nice. All right. Let's also ask a question to Nithin. Rambo.
Yep.
So I want to know your setup, man. Like what RTX card you're using in your PC right now?
Well, right now I have a RTX 2070 Super, but I have a 3080 just sitting there waiting for an upgrade. I'm waiting for some more parts in, so I'm gonna pop that in, and that's gonna be another upgrade coming up to that system. But yeah,
man,
it's
nice.
fueled by RTX, so yeah, I ain't going down from RTX, man. Once you got that RTX touch, it's I can only see upwards. I really can't go down.
There's no going back. There's no going
There
back.
is no going back. There is no going back, because I've seen people tell me once you go to this 144 hertz, you really can't. You really know the difference between the 60. You really can't go back. It's gonna cause so much of confusion in your gameplay. The same thing here in the RTX. Once you start using that, you see the efficiency of that card and the performance. You're only gonna go up. You're never gonna go down.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
but
which
yeah, I mean,
Reflex games are you playing right now?
So currently, I am more into Call of Duty Warzone and a little
Oh.
bit of Valorant, touching it up here and there. But my core gaming is always Counter Strike. Never left it.
I wish Counter Strike also had reflex support, or maybe Nvidia could do something about that.
The
Escape.
thing is, Nvidia is rolling out updates. I mean, hopefully one day we get that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get a Source 2, you see, who knows?
Yeah, the amount of titles, I won't be surprised, because it's like we're rolling out so many titles, right? Like a game called Rust, which I never thought would like get touched, because I have like almost 3,000 hours in Rust, right? It was a game that was plagued by performance issues, but DLSS Flex right now, I went back to it after 2 years, and I was like, we used to run into so much detail, go into config files of games, try to mess around there, try to uncap FPS here, go to Steam file. You have to do so many things just to make Rust run at 144, right? But then we got DLSS recently, you got Reflex now, and my God, it's so smooth. So in all in due time.
Okay, SK, there's one more question. So Reflex definitely helps for esport gamers, especially while playing multiplayer type games. What about role playing, single player?
I think mostly it's towards esports titles. At least I've experienced it on the esports side.
Now, why
And
I'm asking this is,
uh-huh.
I'm really excited for God of War, which is
Yes.
coming in January, and it supports Reflex.
I cannot
So what
say
are
a
the
lot. That's why I try to dodge, because I know the subsequent question is going to be around God of War. So I try to be smart about it, but you caught me there. Yes, you will see a lot of, especially like because you are into reviews and you will play the game on an RTX PC. So I would let you enjoy it before spoiling any of that stuff for you guys.
All
So
right.
whoever is going to play it, definitely enjoy it at its fullest, and it's I'm waiting for it as well. Everyone there is gonna jump on that, but especially us here, I feel like we're excited for that port. And yeah, I'll let you enjoy it. I'm not gonna throw anything there it spoil the experience for you.
Thank you. I'm super excited to play that. So guys, you want to throw in anything else?
I mean, you just wrapped it up
Rambo.
perfectly.
Any backstory, any reflex experience, anything?
I mean, it is. I mean, once you experience it, I don't think you're gonna go back from it. So hopefully, once one game gets it, I think most of the games will be getting it. I mean, and just trying their best to push out more games with the reflex feature out. So hopefully, in due course, all my favorite games is gonna be in reflex. Hopefully.
Yeah. So let me tell you one of my backstories, what happened like a couple of months ago. So that was the first time I got my hands on a 360 hertz monitor that supports reflex as well, latency analyzer. And I was the first, I guess, who got this sample directly from Nvidia. SK, you might have known
Yep.
this.
I
So what
do.
happened is, I've called in a pro gamer to my studio to experience that because he usually used to play at like 144 or 240, and he was like, "How much difference would be there when you jump from 243 360?" He was not sure, like, will there be that big of a difference? But once after he got that taste of 360 hertz with reflex low latency on, he just couldn't game at 144 hertz. You should have seen that face. It was like crazy.
Yeah, because I feel like, I went from, I have a 240 and a 2K 165 now, right? So dropped to a 2K because I'm not playing so many esports titles. I'm playing a lot of like GTA roleplay, or I'm doing a lot of like story-based games, which I never enjoyed in the past. But so I swapped to the 2K monitor, and then I recently, like 2 days back, I tried Valo. And I was like, what is happening? Because, it was so weird to like play at 144 or like 165 compared to when I played on a 240. It was so buttery smooth. And I was just like, is it this crazy? Right? Even as someone that just swapped recently, I mean, of course, the picture quality is night and day, but the refresh rate, I was just like, nah, I'm not going to play any FPS games for now. I'm just gonna chill, then swap the monitor back to 240 whenever I want it, and then go back to FPS, because I cannot, like you said, it's just not possible to go back down. And even when on a laptop, on a work laptop, I go look at stuff on 60 hertz, right? Just feels weird, like even interfacing through normal day-to-day things. I just feel like your brain gets in tune to 144 and then 240, and then, like you said, 360. So if you get spoiled once, it's gonna be very difficult for you. It's gonna be expensive on your wallet to pick up the entire setup to then kind of get this habit going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 360 is currently trending. What is next? Anybody want to drop their ideas?
I mean,
I think portability is where things are moving towards. Portable as a new concept. As a
Oh,
concept is gonna step in. As a concept, it's gonna
portability.
step in. It's gonna,
Uh-huh.
yeah, right. Monitors being portable. So on the go, because people on the go, they need stuff like people. It's only not required for gaming, but also for other uh, usages. Like people who are used to using a second screen, right? They would
Yeah.
require a portable monitor. They wish they had a portable monitor, but now they do. And with portability, it usually solves a lot of problems. You can carry your presentation. You don't need to refer to a small screen. And even with learn from home as a concept coming in, kids today they have to use a small phone to study. Instead, if they have a portable monitor, and they just need to connect it through a Type C, and it's on. So Viewsonic has a huge range of portable monitors, which they're very famous for globally, and it's currently live in India as well, doing pretty well, especially in the online sales.
I
So
want to
Ram,
add to this point, which is like LAN parties. I feel like
Yeah.
everyone's kind of done with what's happened in the last 2 years. And even now, certain cafes, like we have so many NVIDIA powered cafes, but even now there's so many restrictions. And I feel like portability, one, because I'm running a mini case now. And the reason I swapped from a big tower was so I could just put it in my car and just take my monitor and go. And the monitors, again, now I have a mount, which is 3 monitors. And portability will solve that issue. So 2 hands, I just go to a LAN party
Absolutely.
and you're
It's
good to go.
it's
I feel
less than
like
a kg.
that's
It's
one.
less than a kg.
Yeah, I think
Less than
that
a kg.
addition is
okay,
what
now
I feel.
Made a really nice point about portability. So I wanted to ask Garv about this thing. Like customers,
Yes,
do they really come and ask like we want compact but powerful
they
gaming
do.
PCs?
They do. Actually, this has been happening quite a bit from the past 6 months. People are actually coming in and they're asking, ki, sir, I wanna go out of Delhi and मैं इतना बड़ा machine carry नहीं कर सकता अपने साथ. Is there any sort of solution you guys have? So yes, a lot of people are going for ITX PCs, and on our website we have also made an entire different series for people who are actually looking for that compactness in their PCs. So yes, this has been happening quite a lot, and yeah, like you can, to be honest, people actually have that dilemma in their mind, ki, dude, if I'm going small, then I'm going to lose out on the performance. But nowadays, due to low profile cards from Nvidia and everyone, this is not an issue anymore, to be honest.
Okay, so Nithin, Rambo, bhai,
Yep.
tell me. So whenever you're gaming, does portability matter to you? Like, do you carry your gaming PC everywhere, or you have some sort of alternatives for that?
So technically, nope. I just most of the time, just the past 2 years, I've been at home. Most of us are, and
Okay.
but besides this, I used to involve in more of LAN parties. So in LAN, technically the PC is there, so I just jump in. But obviously, there is a preference for me. The preference is my home system. It's in the perfect configuration, the perfect spot. I stick to my home PC. Portability, I haven't given much thought about it. I only have a laptop as a backup only for my work. So when I travel and work, that's about it. Besides that, how much gaming when I'm traveling?
Yeah. So guys, time to wrap it up. I guess that's it.
Hey guys, and guys, I'd like to say one small thing, guys. If you don't mind me pitching in, because when we said what could be the future, I feel like VR is going to take off big time. Like I feel like VR is going to take off big time in the next 2 years.
Point
As a
made.
VR gamer, like I am a low-key a VR gamer. I have an Oculus Rift S, so VR, I very much feel like, especially with metaverse coming in and all that, I feel like VR it is going to take off, like in a lot of ways that people can't comprehend. Meetings are going to happen in VR, and gaming, a lot of game. Like there are literally games like COD where we can literally walk around and shoot and guard and all that, like Rec Room. So and Nvidia cards can definitely power these. So I feel like VR is going to be one of the next breakout things in next 2 years.
True, Sharon. This is something quite interesting. I'm also looking forward to this.
I mean that,
Well,
and obviously
guys.
Nvidia is like working on some really cool stuff as well. I mean recently,
Yeah.
increasing the bar support as well for systems. Like not allowing your CPU to bottleneck, but your GPU just giving you that raw performance. I think with that plugged into the VR and the metaverse concept, yeah, I mean we're heading for
Yeah, it is
some
going to be
way
big.
cool stuff ahead, man.
But would VR
We can
requires
be
a
in the game, so
character
it is going to be
This
like
is
big.
this is some Matrix stuff right here.
Yeah, we're
on
heading
on
there.
the
Wait,
funnier
wait.
note? On the
You
funnier
guys know
note,
about
would VR
SAO?
require
Did you guys hear about SAO? It's an anime. Sword Art
Nope,
Online.
not into anime.
No, no,
No?
I've
not
I've
into
heard of it, Sword Art Online. Yeah,
anyone.
I've heard of it,
I've
Sword Art
heard about
Online.
it. Yeah, I've not watched it, but I've
Yeah.
heard about it.
It's about, diving directly into the game through virtual, VR kind of thing. But you are the character in that. So this is
I
something
think
I'm really looking
Okay.
for.
the closest thing to this in a movie was Ready Player One. That
Correct.
was
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
that was
yeah.
literally
No
what
doubts about it. Yeah.
I never thought. Like now I'm
in a
like, wait, it's possible. That when you watch that movie, you were like, this is insane. But now if you think about it, it's actually very possible in the coming few years. So I'm very excited for it. I'm always there for the new stuff. So very
Yeah.
excited.
in a funnier context, would want to ask if the character in a VR situation setting would require to be fit if he's playing Call of Duty, kind of a thing. Maybe Rambo had to be, then Rambo had to be
Come
the
on,
big Rambo.
you didn't have to come at me like that.
Pretty fun, man. What a session.
Yeah, guys, and yeah, I heard something. Elon Musk said something very funny. I saw it on a YouTube Shorts 2 days back. He said, the best example to prove that we might be in a simulation is because when you look at games back in the days, everything started with Pong, where you just see two hands, and then graphics evolved so much to a point where everything looks real. So how do you know that you're not in a game? Is what he asked. And it is crazy when you think about it.
It's crazy. Yeah.
This line might have sent a lot of people into existential crisis, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say.
You were similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all currently RTX on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's it, guys. Time to wrap it up. The session's done for today. What an amazing discussion it was. I want to thank all of you guys for participating in this event and sharing your valuable knowledge and information with all of us. So, thank you for attending this. Well, we'll see you all in our next session.